Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna something different again. We're playing some RuneScape again. Today I kind of just wanted to touch on a few of my kind of tips and tricks that I had for the game. For basically anyone that's maybe just starting out, maybe on the lower levels, maybe at mid game, and they're trying to basically build a more well-rounded account. I want to touch on a few of the things that I've kind of learned over my journey. Now look, I'm only level 101, 102. I'm nothing crazy. I haven't grinded this game to the edge of the earth, but I do have quite a few things for, well, at least what I like to think for my level, and a few things that have kind of made my account pretty wholesome, and I wanted to touch on them now. So hopefully this helps. If it does, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that usual YouTube stuff. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to touch on in kind of how to work on building out a wholesome account is what I want to call, well, not what I want to call, but is basically just quests. Now, this may seem super basic and straightforward, but it's actually one of those things that if you don't prioritize it, it can actually kind of fall by the wayside. Now, the reason you want to prioritize it is because quests are really, really good at giving you access to a bunch of things, obviously, that you wouldn't have if you don't do those quests. So different areas, different outfits, different weapons, different money-making techniques, different bosses, all those kind of things come from quests. Now, it also allows you to really build out a more of a wholesome, holistic account in terms of a balanced account. So, for example, I really don't like thieving, but I invested in thieving for the account because I needed a certain level for a quest I wanted to do. By doing this, basically what it means is you can slowly work your way through all the different quests. Then you can get stuck into, now I don't have a few quests done because I'm only just coming back to the game, but if I can show you guys here, I did have a quest point cape, which I was able to wear because I did complete every quest in the game at one point. Now, doing this, like I said, really basically first off made me have more of balance in my account because I had to invest in certain skills for different quests, and all quests obviously require different skills. They also give different skill experience points as well, right? So to basically allow you to invest in stuff that maybe you don't have. Things like Tears of Guthix, which is great for farming runecrafting experience, the battle staves that you collect from Zaf, all this stuff that's really good additional like money-making techniques or experience-making techniques come from quests. Vorkath, right? So you can't do Vorkath, you can't get the Ava's Assembler to look like that, you can't get a blue Slayer helmet, all this kind of stuff, all these different things you can't do unless you do quests. You can't get this Helm of Nezanot, which is one of the best in slot for kind of mid to high level games. There's obviously better stuff in the game, but you can't get this stuff unless you do quests. Same with Barrow's Gloves, right? These are really, really, really important. And like I said, the more you work through, and you'll get to a point where there'll be probably a few quests where you don't have the skills for them, right? You'll do a whole bunch of quests and then there'll be a whole bunch of different requirements. I would recommend working towards those requirements. Get those requirements, do another quest. Get those requirements, do another quest. Like I said, it'll build out a really nice high level, well-rounded account, and it'll give you access to a bunch of things that'll really make the rest of the game a lot easier. Lots of fights and stuff become a lot easier when you have things like maybe Barrow's Gloves, Helms of Nezanots, Defenders, stuff like that, right? So definitely worth doing. The next thing I want to touch on is similar, but not quite the same as achievement diaries. Right now, as you work through the game, you'll unlock different achievements that you get to do, and they will give you the ability, where are my gloves? There they are, to complete achievement diaries. I think it's easy, medium, hard. What is it? What are we doing? Yeah, easy, medium, hard, and then elite. Right, so you have elite level diaries as the last ones. Now, as you can see, steal a cake from the Ardent Market stalls, cast the Ardent teleport spell. Each of them obviously get harder at the different levels. What they do is they allow you to try different things in different regions. Some of them involve quests, some of them involve getting high levels on magic and teleports, for example. Some of them require you spending certain times in certain mini games. Again, doing this is going to basically force you to have an account that has a decent level in certain different things. There's some in here that require you to thieve from certain things, steal from certain people. All that kind of stuff will basically allow you to, again, build out a more holistic account and unlock certain things that you maybe make your life a little bit easier, right? Teleport Fremnik Sea Boots will take you to Fremnik Isles, right? A whole bunch of this stuff. You've got the gem mine here, Karamja Gloves. You can recharge your prayer with the Falador Shield. You can teleport to the wilderness, teleport to with the desert amulet. Like all these things will allow you to do different levels of teleports. So they really do have utility, and sometimes it's easier just to take your Fremenic boots to get to the Fremenic Isles than it is to, you know, teleport to or run from Camelot, right? So another really, really good thing to do. Now you'll see a few more things in my backpack. This one I wanted to touch on is the Elite Void. Now Void is done from doing pest control. It does take a fair amount of grinding, but it is a really good set just to have that actually covers everything. So the only thing that you'll need as difference is you'll need, there's a helm, it's a Void Ranger helm, a Mage helm, and then a melee helm, which is the one I currently have on. Now this is a good set. It's just all-rounder for allowing you to basically just do damage if you need to, as a really kind of cheap set that will help you out. So this is a really good thing to have. Same thing with the gentleman standing next to me is the Graceful outfit. Now this is done by doing agility, which you'll get naturally through leveling up agility. You'll pick up graceful marks of grace. And this is great for running around whatever it's called, RuneScape. What's the whole thing? Can't remember what the whole area is called, but yeah, running around RuneScape, right? It'll save you a lot of stamina potions. Now, you're probably saying, where's mine? Mine was on me when I got hacked. If you haven't seen that video, go watch my previous RuneScape video. I got hacked and found myself in the wilderness, and I had a full white dyed Graceful outfit, which is very guttering. Very gutting. So I'm going to have to go back and get that again at some point, but right now I really don't even want to think about it. So getting Graceful is another really, really strong thing to do. Next on the list is getting the Fighter's Torso. Now you get this from doing Barbarian Assault. Barbarian Assault is another mini game in the game, and this is one of the best chess pieces, or one of the cheapest chess pieces you can get before you start going up to, kind of Bandos and onwards from there. The idea of, grinding all these small little things in the game, whether it be, pest control, whether it be fighters' torsos, whether it be doing quests for Barrow's gloves, like, yes, you can buy your way to better gear, but this is a really good option if you're maybe a level like me or you're a lower level. This will give you the stats that are close to spending 30 mil on a chess piece. Just takes a bit more grinding, right? So again, this is something that's not tradable as well. A lot of these things that we're talking about here as well, whether it be the Graceful outfit, whether it be all the, the headgear, the Void outfits, the Slayer helm, all this stuff is untradeable, right? So what that means is it's really going to enhance the account. It's not something that you can just buy a whole bunch of GP and then suddenly you'll have all this stuff. This is like having a good body in fitness. It takes a while to get and no one can take it away from you. You can't buy it, right? As dumb as that sounds. Another really, really good thing to have. Next is Imbued Rings. Now, Imbued Rings is happening through Nightmare Zone. Again, another mini game that you can play, but imbuing stuff makes it more powerful, right? Gives you more stats, and you basically want to maximize what you can do in game with more stats. So all this stuff is basically going to help work you towards a better account, in my opinion. You guys might disagree. You guys can let me down in the comments. And again, look, some things may have changed. Some things may not be quite the right thing, but this is basically what I always did, and it actually really helped me in game to become basically just a better player, and also to have a more, as I said, well-rounded account, right? From there, once I finished all my quests, once I finished all my achievement diaries, I'm still working on the achievement diaries, you guys can see. So the last one I have to do in Lumbridge is cast Bones to Peaches in Alcara Palace, right? And the only way to get Bones to Peaches, which is there, you can only get that through doing Mage Arena. Again, a mini game in Alcara, you've got to work on it, you've got to grind it, then you unlock that spell. So by picking these as different, like these quests, these achievement diaries as different points in the game to work towards, it'll naturally involve other mini games, other areas, and bring you closer to filling out the map more, filling up your account more, unlocking more ways to make money, do different games modes, and like I said, even before the Slayer helm, right, the blue Slayer helm you're going to get through Vorkath, which can only be done through doing Dragon Slayer 2. So all the different kind of flex cosmetics and all the different strong pieces in the game, yes, you can buy a lot of them, but a lot of them really do come from working your way through the game and playing these things. So apart Apart from then leveling up, the only other thing actually I'd highly recommend doing is working on Slayer as soon as you start doing your combat. Now, I'd probably start Slayer from about level 40, because then you're going to get, I think it's, is it Varnica? Slayer Masters. So the easiest one is, here you go. So yeah, 40 combat will give you the Edgeville's Dungeon Master. And I believe that's Varnica underneath Edgeville. So he is going to be the one that's going to start giving you better Slayer monsters. Anything before this, you'll just have like really average Slayer tasks, so it's not worth it. But Slayer is a great way of earning money once you start using more combat. So what you can do is you simply get Slayer tasks from your Slayer masters, and then you just go work on your combat through doing your Slayer tasks. So for example, if I check my Slayer helmet, it'll tell me it's behind my fat head, but I currently have 45 Iron Dragons to go. Fortunately, it's Iron Dragons, which is not a great task, but the Slayer, when you're on your Slayer task, you'll also do more damage and you'll be more accurate on your Slayer task. So it means you'll get combat experience faster while earning money, while leveling up your Slayer as well. So once you get to level 40 in combat, which you should be able to quite comfortably do if you work your way through the quests that are available to you, then you can just get stuck into leveling up Slayer when you're not questing and achievement diarying your little heart out. So I usually use it as like a bit of a break, or I use my skills as a bit of a break from quests and achievement diaries, just because I find that like you have to bring up the quest guide and then I've got to settle in, and unfortunately I just don't have as much time to dedicate to playing games as I used to, and sometimes I just don't have the mental strength to really concentrate. So I'll just throw on my Slayer task, go AFK some enemies, whatever they're called, monsters, and I'll start working on my Slayer and hopefully earning some cash at the same time. So just to quickly recap, things I highly recommend doing: as many quests as you can, smash through your achievement diaries, work through and get some of the untradables like the fighter's torso, like the full void gear, imbuing certain rings and stuff that you get, Ava's assembler. That's all going to be super helpful for your account. And then yeah, make sure you're working on your Slayer when you're working on your combat. Like I said, super basic tips, guys. I'm sure a lot of you probably already know this already, but these are just some tips that I kind of wish I knew when I first started, and I may have started a little bit later than I should have. So let me know if you guys found this helpful down in the comments below, and give me some ideas for next videos if you want to see more. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.